Yeah, my memories of the COVID pandemic was the fact that everybody seemed to pull together, and the things like beating the saucepans for the NHS, and going out walking because of restrictions about who could be in homes and what have you. I think most people went out, found parts of the countryside that they'd never encountered before, but whenever you met somebody there was always a smile and an opportunity to have a chat, and in some ways I think that's gone. We've gotten back to how things were before. I was heavily involved during COVID with doing risk assessments for the services, and I remember that we were doing things like looking at having the Christmas Carol service outside and making sure that people were distanced from each other, and what have you. And I look at that as being a time where we were worshipping God with limitations. It was different, um, but now we're back to normal. It's been noticeable that there's more and more people coming back to church. But I think that the COVID has taught me that we can praise God in areas other than being in the church building. It doesn't always have to be inside. You know, it can be outside, and I'm a great believer that Jesus did most of his ministry outside of the tabernacle or the synagogue.
Great.
As you know, Paul, since COVID, I went on my walk, and thank you for joining me as part of that. One of the things I did find though is I felt really close to God during my walk, and I've said to people since that I never felt alone. I always felt that there was somebody there with me at all times, and in some ways, coming back to the norm, I miss that. I miss that, feeling closer to God, and I'm trying to get back to that feeling. Currently, I'm reading through the Psalms, and uh, personally, I enjoy the Psalms, and um, it's enlightened me in some ways that how many of our songs and hymns are actually based on the 150 Psalms. One of my favourite Psalms is Psalm 8. Growing up in the Anglican Church and being in the choir, I used to have to sing the Psalms every week. Psalm 8 was one of my favourites then, and I think in the old text, the first lines are something like, "O Lord my God, how excellent is thy name in all of the world." And then it then goes on to say about how great God is, and what he's done for us. And personally, as I said, that's one of my favourites.